Makkinga in Holland, the venue for round 10 of the World Sidecar Cross Championships. This is what the standings look like after round 9. Very close for second, third and fourth. And Chris Etheridge and Gary Withers well placed there in fifth. So Andreas Furrer, Martin Goltz, Andreas Lehner, Karl Fusenegger, Janssen and Janssen have done very well in qualifying, and we're expecting the locals to do well on a very sandy, nicely prepared circuit as they get off for heat 1 of round 10 of the World Championships. And it looks like a brilliant start for Berlo and Bijvelds on their KTM way out in front. But look at this, Kops and Wies and Kuhlenroof. No sort of major problems there, but Kuhlenroof are about 7th in the standings, and they won't be happy to have encountered a problem at this stage. They'd have been looking for end-of-season points. So Janssen and Janssen going well, Schrijver and Schrijver are going well. All of the Dutch boys, whoa, and that's Weinmann, Klaus Weinmann and Thomas Weinmann, the German pair, out of it. Silly place to go, really. Little lapse of concentration, I should think. And Chris Etheridge and Gary Withers are running way down in about 10th or 11th place at the moment, and everyone's getting tangled up in that one. The trouble with the chair rigs is that once they go over there, need a bit of a hand to get them righted again. Beautiful weather here and huge crowds turning out as always for any motocross action, almost any motorsport action. And after a few laps you can see how these ruts make it very difficult. The sidecar boys really having to work on it hard, and you can see confirmation of those leading 3 positions now. No one really who's up in the top of the standings is anywhere in contention. Fusenegger and Mersberger on their EML Zabel rig are down sort of in 7th place at the moment. And I think they're quite safe there, those two. But the names like Goltz, Etheridge, Lehner and Furrer is miles and miles and miles back. So we're just looking at whether the points are going to be changed at every stage of this event. But at the moment it's Van Berlo from Janssen, from Schrijver still. And it's interesting because Berno has only got 12 points at this stage coming into this round. So it's not going to make much difference to the standings. And Janssen haven't scored a single point yet this season. So a tremendous battle between Goltz, Etheridge and Lehner. The 3 who are so close in the standings are having a real old battle for those all-important points. Even if it's 2 or 3 points at this stage, it's important to them. Carlo van Berlo and Bijvelds being chased by Janssen and Janssen. I should think they'll be happy to settle for 17 points in second place as long as they can keep it going. And as it gets rutted, it really does become difficult riding. You can see the different lines they take over the jumps. And I think Janssen is just gaining slightly. Jackie Janssen driving, chairman William Janssen, balancing it all out as they go through some mega ruts there. And the checkered goes to Carlo van Berlo and Lowie Bijvelds. And look at this, pretty much a clean sweep at the top end there. Jackie and William Janssen take their EML Zabel across in second place. 27 minutes, 11 laps at an average speed of 42 kilometers an hour. Fast racing. So Fusenegger and Mersberger managed 6th place. So they get 10 points towards their championship run. And Goltz was just in front of Etheridge and just in front of Lehner. Literally that battle in 9th, 10th and 11th place. Which means they do get points, but only a few points towards the championship differences, let's put it that way. So, lining up now. Once again, the favourites have got to be the locals for Heat 2, and they're off. You can see it's been beautifully regraded again. Another brilliant start by the Janssen pair over on the right-hand side. And as they come round to the big corner, there's a terrible pile-up over there. Look, They're just piling all over the place. I don't believe it. There must be 15 riders involved in that one way or another, and they're trying to extricate themselves, but surely the race has got to be red flagged at this stage. Well, quite a few of them are getting away. And so the carnage being cleared up. And the boys being flagged down. Well, I'm very surprised on this sort of circuit that sort of accident could happen, because there's the gentle right-hander before it goes into the slightly harder right-hander, which is the classic design, really. Now then, a chance to have a chat to last year's world champion, Bijvelds Timmermans, who actually isn't racing this year, and we're asking whether he misses it. He said, well, of course I miss it, but I'm concentrating on getting a new business off the ground. We started it recently, and it's going very well, and I don't feel I can do the two things, and it's important for me to establish the business.
Dat viel me tegen, maar nou ook het draait lekker en zo. En ja, nou vallen er toch wel eens momenten dat ik denk, shit, ik zou goed nog eens een keer aan de motocross willen doen.
Yeah, once we get the business going again, who knows? I might be able to get out there and ride again.
Als ik het financieel plaatje goed rond kan krijgen en zo, dan zou ik er best nog wel eens een jaar aan willen besteden.
Nice to see Bijvelds Timmermans here. And we get a chance to have a chat to the man who's leading the championship at the moment, if slightly tenuously. The question is, you're up there at the top, but you crashed out in that first manche. The second manche has been cancelled. Are you confident of being up there? He said, well, you know, motocross is a tough sport. We don't really know, but if everything goes well, I'll get some points in this third heat.
Gefahren werden und dann sieht man mehr. Aber ich liebäugle schon ein bisschen damit, ja.
A little bit of Swiss German there for you linguists as we prepare for the third and final heat of round 10. Heat 2 having been totally scrapped. No one seriously injured, I'm glad to say. And let's see who gets a brilliant start this time. It's unbelievable. The Janssen boys are out there with a good start. And I think everyone taking it a bit tenuously, to be honest. They don't want to get too involved in a pile-up like they had before. Schrijver and Schrijver out in front. You know, it's really strange because none of the top place guys from the standings are out in front here. We've got the two Schrijver boys and then Jackie and William Janssen. They're having a good go there. As are Brustan and Kirchner, the German pairing. But Fusenegger and Mersberger are way down at the moment, and Furrer and Kaiser are running only just in the top 10. And Lerner and Weber even further down. And I can't even see Etheridge and Gary Withers. They're right at the back of the field totally. So things changing up the front end now, with the two Janssen boys in the lead. And you can see how rutted it's getting, but the weather's staying absolutely beautiful and perfect for this event today. As Fusenegger and Mersberger go through. So they're not going to be any major upsets at the top of the standings at all. It looks as if it's going to be another Dutch clean sweep at the top end, because even Brustan and Kirchner have gone out, the German pairing, and they only made about 6 laps. So some real upsets here. It's quite close up the front, exciting racing for the onlookers, as Fusenegger is challenging Vennegar and Peppinghaus. And just going through there is Martin Göltz and Hans-Rudolf Stettler, number 35. They're running back in about 13th, 12th, 13th place. So here come the leaders now. And I have to say that the two Schrijver boys have certainly not given up. They're still challenging hard. And 56 is Eddie and Ludo Sears, and the checkered flag goes out for Jackie and William Janssen. So they've got to be the overall winners. And the highest placed contentious pairing of Fusenegger and Merseburger end up in 7th position, with Furrer and Kaiser in 10th position, and Chris Etheridge and Gary Withers ended up way down in 21st position, not happy at all. But these boys are happy, standing on the top of the podium. And there's the confirmed result. And Berlo ended up with 5th position there in the end. 3 KTMs in the top 5. And that means there are no real changes up the top end. But I tell you what has happened. Here's the overall result. You can see the points. And Fusenegger and Merseburger were the only sort of high scorers there. But as we look at the standings, it means there's an awful lot of pairing going on. Because there's tied 3rd between Lena Weber, Fusenegger and Merseburger, and Etheridge and Withers are now tied with Bruceman and Kirschner, the German pair.